So the 2012 trip finishes up. We do, multiple trips to South and Central America. And then there's a volunteer position that opened up with another company that was going to Afghanistan. They said, hey, we need an 18 Charlie. It's like, yeah, I'd love to go back to Afghanistan, 2016. And, so we do the normal workup for it and everything like that. And we deploy, and our first mission comes down. We're supposed to do a village clearance in Baghlan province. It's like, okay. So, we get everything ready to go. And this is weeks, packing up everything. Okay, now it's time, load the birds, get everything. All right, now we're flying actually to where we're going to meet our partner force. And it was NDS and commandos. So now met up with our partner force. They brought us up to, they called it OP Burns. It was this hilltop that overlooked the valley. And we're just sitting there watching this intense firefight in the valley unfold between Afghans and the Taliban. And it's like, wow, that's a hotbed. They're like, yeah, this, every time we go down there, we get just destroyed. So what the plan was the ODA was going to infill in under the cover of darkness, but in Afghan Humvees and stuff like that. And so the Taliban would think, oh, this is just normal Afghans again. Let's chew them up. And then we'd bring in, all of our air power and just destroy them. Great plan. So go through everything. Now it's kickoff. Okay, we're heading out. It's, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night. We're driving nods. So driving down these roads till we get to our dismount. So now we're dismounted, moving forward to the first objective. But before that first objective, we have to clear through this orchard. And orchards, as you well know, are nasty, nasty areas. So it's myself, and I have 4 Afghan National Mine Reduction Group guys with me. And we had trained together. One of the guys, his name was Abe, and I've known him for multiple deployments. He'd saved countless amount of American lives. And then Bez Mula is another guy that I've known for a while. And so I have these 2 guys on my team, plus Jaweed and Khan. And we're moving forward, and it's like, okay, we've got to the orchard. The assaulters, they're going to set up security, and we're going to move into the orchard and start to clear the path to the first objective. Okay, done this hundreds of times. All right, let's go. So we start pushing into the orchard, and all of a sudden I see this flash of light and hear this loud pop. So everyone hits the ground. It's like, what was that? Was it a sniper? I mean, what's going on? It's 1 o'clock in the morning at the time. So, myself and Jaweed was in the front, and he's trying to pull this tripwire off him. And he had just hit a tripwire IED that was a grape shot charge in the wall that was right next to us, and it didn't go off. The blasting cap popped, but it didn't initiate. It didn't initiate the explosives to then send out the bolts, nuts, nails, rocks, and everything else that was coming our way. And so, when we investigated a little bit, we found that there was a chunk of mortar shrapnel that had basically disarmed the grape shot charge in the wall.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And so, okay, get the blood pressure down a little bit. All right, we're good. Keep moving forward. And it probably 15 more steps. And I see we're at a turn in the trail, and I see this object dart from one end of the compound to the other. And then Abe, he goes, Ryan. And then this PKM opened up. And we hit the ground. And when the PKM opened up, it felt like you could reach out and grab the flame that was coming out of the barrel. It felt that close. And so we're pinned down in the front. We're returning fire the best that we can. This guy keeps jumping out. And, well, first of all, I had my IR strobe on. because I was the lead, the FLOT. So I had my IR strobe on, and the over ICOM chatter, the Taliban are talking about, hey, that's the American, capture or kill the American. We have them cut off, because they had us in an L shape. So the assaulters were cut off from us in the orchard.
Shit.
So they can see me. So I was like, oh shit, they got nods. So, I took off the IR strobe and I threw it as close to that where that PKM was at in the mud hut wall. I threw it as close to that as I could get. And then I'm laying there and rounds are hitting everywhere. It feels like hot bacon grease just all over your skin. And I keep, sending a few rounds downrange. I'm laying on my side, and then I roll back over and lay on my side. But this guy, he would jump out and just, Allah Akbar, and let an RPG fly, but he didn't have nods, so he didn't know he couldn't quite see where we're at. So it's hitting around the trees and stuff like that. And he shot off 3 RPGs, but every time the PKM gunner would stop. And so I saw him this last time, and I remember, you remember the thumb triggers for your laser?
Yeah.
I remember I hit my laser when he jumped out again, and his midsection was right in the middle of my laser.
No kidding.
And yeah, I would like to say, it's super cool guy, 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. No. I put like 30 from the kneecaps all the way up to the forehead. Yeah, I wish I could.
PKM guy?
No, that was the RPG guy.
Okay.
I wish I could make it sound cool, but I was scared. My adrenaline was through the roof, and I dumped the mag on him.
Sounds cool to me.
But then the PKM starts back up, and we're getting reports that these guys are trying to cut us off in the orchard. And our JTAC, our combat controller, he was on the radio, and he's like, "Hey, we have to drop." And they said, "We can't. It's danger close." And so when they actually took my position to where the PKM was at, it was 22 meters. And so they needed I think it was a 3-star approval. And this is 1:00 in the morning. So we're pinned down in this position for like 5 minutes. That's a long time.
Yeah.
And just fighting for our lives. And finally the approval they're approved to drop. And so the JTAC comes over the radio and he's like, "Ryan, this is going to be big, man. Keep your head down. Good luck." It's like, good luck? Why would you say good luck? That's horrible. But I'll never forget he's like, "Keep your head down, man. Keep your head down. Good luck. I'll let you know." And it's hard to hear him over everything. But finally I hear the aircraft overhead and he's like, "Weapons release, man. Good luck, brother." Boom. And I felt like my skeleton had walked out of my body and kind of like turned around at me and like slapped me and then came back into my body again. I felt like Jello. That blast. I mean, I remember when it hit, I looked up. So I was in a defilade on like a motorbike road, wider than a trail, but still, enough for a motorbike. And there was about 6 inches of defilade on each side. So I was low. And I remember when it all passed over me and the mud hut walls are dropping around, or not walls, but parts of it, chunks that would probably hurt really bad. Tree limbs and everything just falling down all around me, and nothing touched me or my guys. We got dust and stuff like that. But it was like there was this halo over us because I looked up and it was like, that's like a 50-pound chunk of wall right there.
Holy shit.
And so I remember getting up and we're staggering back. We're trying to run back. The assaulters have now, they were able to, the Taliban that were trying to flank, they're all dead. And so now it's like, okay, we're trying to stagger our way back because they're going to hit it again. And yeah, this time they hit it, we were 85 meters away. And I remember my head was just pounding. And I looked over at the JTAC and he's like, you're alive. I can't believe you're alive, dude. I thought you're, and all that other stuff. And I was like, man, how big was that? 250 pounds? He goes, that's a 500-pound JDAM we just dropped on you, dude.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. So,
Holy shit.
yeah. And-
22 meters away.
Yep. Yeah. And that was in the very beginning. And so, I started to get my wits about me. Okay, now send in the commandos, the assaulters, and they're clearing the compound. We're coming in after them. And I'm just like, I'm trying to shake it off. Okay. All right. Let's do this. And we're seeing, you got Taliban are dead throughout the compound and stuff like that. It's like, okay, here's compound, whatever number it was. Now, sun's up now. Well, it's coming up. It's probably like 5 a.m. And now it's time to start moving through the rest of the village. So, the team sergeant said, hey, man, do you need to get medevaced? You good? It's like, I'm good. Yeah, good to go. Let's keep moving on. Adrenaline's still pumping, stuff like that. But I didn't want to leave my friends. It wasn't a heroic thing or this, like, I'm a tough guy. I didn't want to leave my friends. Why, if I can still walk and still do the job, then I don't want to leave my buddies. And so we continue on through this village. And, I think I blew up myself 20 some IEDs, and the Afghan counterparts, they blew up over 50 in this village alone. Like, this village was completely rigged from 107 rockets you hit a pressure plate over here, it launches a 107 rocket from down there. This was a nightmare. Trenches, bunker systems, everything. And so we found out that this was a big suicide bombing staging point for suicide bombers to go into Kabul.